Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to make a quick little video, and I'm actually going to read something too, and just sort of clarify and clear the air about what happened with the last rewrite and what's going to happen going forward. If you guys remember, it was this book that I put out on Exit Here Media that was only available for like 3 weeks, and I took it down. So right now, we are looking for a publisher for it. My agent's reading it right now, and we will probably start submitting and looking for a publisher within the next month. If that happens, we get a book deal. It'll be made available to everyone. If for some reason we don't get a book deal, or we get a deal that I don't want to sign, which has happened a few times, then I will put it out again on the site, and probably maybe even make some hardcover printings of it. So it's not gone forever. I do want to really say thank you to the people who did buy it. Meant a lot to me. A lot of people stepped up and bought it and wrote back to me. Some of you guys agreed with me that it was some of my best work. Others really disliked it and enjoyed it. And it meant a lot to me, and that's, one of those things for right now in the moment. Me and about 350 other people share our own little special language within the context of that book. But since I really fucking liked it, and I really did think it was some of my best writing, I wanted to read some of my favorite parts. So, on that note, here I go. Because ultimately, a book is written from a source of enormous inspiration which can only be truly relevant to the writer. Where this inspiration is originally and truthfully derived from is of little consequence to anyone other than the writer once the story has been edited over and over again, then printed and delivered to the few or the masses for their own consumption and interpretation. The real artists, however, they know the truth about what they've done. They are completely aware of the ambitious intentions which served as the foundation for whatever particular journey they sought to take those willing to participate on. It's been scarred into their soul the way an endangered species gets cut open and injected with a device it knows it must now endure in order to sustain its new watered-down freedom, its new reality. Devices invented by outsiders, all them curious strangers, as a way to understand the subject of this new obsession, to track its movements and its flow, the subject's path, believing that this has to be the way to get their questions answered, themselves legitimized, even though they rarely accept or understand the truth in the answers they receive. The desperate eagerness to fix their problems will blind them to the clues and piss them off, leaving them quickly uninterested, consumed by hate, and full of excuses as their struggle continues and their search for meaning manifests itself in another subject they believe will hand them purpose in the currency of comforting definition. Even the artist's own interpretation of their creation, the child conceived by their experiences and made bold by their imagination, conceived in the womb of their hearts and raised inside the complex, deteriorating, and compromised walls of their brains, is, over time, subject to the law and physics of fluidity, its own truth, its own existence, becoming chameleon in nature as it slowly begins to take the shape of whatever surface or context that happens to confine it at the moment. And this is how we end up at the feet of our great dilemma, grazing up its monstrous and unforgiving wall as our lungs lose air, as the sun turns our eyes into dusk, the task of scaling this hell unimaginable, despite the call of its challenge, the necessity of its existence, our great dilemma, the embrace of our struggle, our suffering, the artist, the writer, mocking us at every moment, making up new stories over time about the birth of their own inspiration, each lie conveyed or uttered, chipping away any truth the outsider desperately grasps for and clings to, until there's nothing left holding them up. The artist, sending you on your way, nudging your leaky raft onto the dark, fierce sea all alone, the truth everywhere like stars in the black canvas of sky, unconnected brightness, a billion pieces to the puzzle, endless spools of thread, all the tools they've handed you in order to put some patches over that broken soul of yours. And it should be noted here as well that the vicarious living done through the subjects of any particular creation will never be a permanent fix, a final solution, only a temporary side effect of the drug. None of this is real, even though all of it is. This task was only given to you because you demanded it, because your afflicted soul needed to know that it wasn't alone, but it stops there. It must stop with the comfort of knowing that there are others enduring the same suffering as you. Anything more than that is illegitimate. Please be advised, you've been warned. Any attempt at climbing into the artist's womb with the desperate hope of sliding back out of it reborn and full of new blood is dangerous and counterproductive to the repairs you're seeking. All of it just quicksand and hammocks tied to the dead branches of black angel trees. The guaranteed continuation of the free fall, the perpetuation of the bleak, degenerate downward spiral by your own doing with your own fucking hands. So just stop now if you can't handle this. You've been advised. This is your final warning. Do not fuck this up. Lifting my fingers away from my computer after saving everything, I take a deep breath and lean back in my chair. I'm done with book number 6, fucking done, and now I wait for something to happen, only nothing does, which dilutes a decent portion of how good this should feel being done. I'm not sure what I was even thinking would happen. It's just all fucking weak. I've been hearing how it's important for me to get done and finish, and then I have to get this thing in by 5 p.m. Eastern Time, which I will because it just turned 4. Picking my phone up, I text Renee first. I write, I'm finished. Then I hit send. The second the text goes through, my doorbell rings, and it scares the shit out of me as I jump up a few inches into the air and let out a tiny scream. Lighting a cigarette on my way to the door, I don't feel as light as I thought I would. I don't feel as finished as I'm sure I am. I open the door and find Renee standing there. Weird, I went. I just finished the book and texted you. I know, she says, holding her phone up. And you think you finished? I did finish. She doesn't say anything, though. She just smiles and walks in, and I follow her up the stairs and into my office. Show me, she says. Sure. I join her, and we both lean over the desk as I show her page 1 and then scroll all the way down to the last page, page 469. See? Done, I go. She quickly leans back upright and winks at me, then taps her hip against mine. How do you feel, she says. Pretty okay. Come here, she goes, before leaning in and kissing me. She takes my hand next. Come here now, she goes. Renee leads me to the bed and playfully pushes me against my chest, and I drop onto the mattress and sit straight up so I can admire this beautiful creature in front of me and hovering over me. Renee's wearing the dress I bought her for New Year's Eve, too. It's long and black with straps that go over the shoulders and large slits on both sides of it. She's wearing her favorite black boots that tie up the front and run all the way to her lower thighs. Her hair is pulled back and tied into a bun. She smells like me, even though she's not wearing any of my cardigans, which she's usually doing. Putting my hands on her waist while she looks straight down at me, I say, you look really nice right now. She grins and says, of course, I have to look good, especially tonight, love. Why tonight? She giggles and kisses the top of my head without answering me. You're so cute. I'm so proud of you, too, for finishing your book. It's strange to be done, I guess. Why, she asks. I thought if I finished, like something awesome was going to happen and I'd feel a little bit better, but there's just something really unsatisfying about it. I'm stoked that the journey's over. I don't know why I don't feel any better. You're asking the wrong question, though, she went. Shouldn't you be asking yourself if you enjoyed the journey? Huh, I go. I came out of it in one piece, let's just say that. Renee pokes me. Yup, she goes, you're still in one piece, just like I thought you would be. Looking up at her, I go, is everything okay? She sighs and looks away. Hey, I go, what's wrong? I just missed you, she says. I barely talked to you this week and only seen you a couple times, plus the week before when you were preparing for this draft. You were totally distant and unavailable, and now you're done, but you're saying you thought you'd be happier than you are, even though you being done means that me and you get to really be together and spend quality time together. I know it does. Then why aren't you more happy, Jason? I'm here.